And we're live, the Box to Box Radio podcast. You heard the music by Sincerely Yours. I am Travis Carmichael. This is the away leg. I'm so good, I don't need home field advantage. Sitting across from me is the second best Travis. Next to me is the second best Carmichael, Mason.
Wow.
And then
He's already coming for him today.
Producer Chris hitting all the buttons, making us sound good. Boys, are we ready for the away leg?
Yeah,
let's do it.
I'm already kind of peeved that you're coming after Trav and I like that.
I'm trying to just stoke up the fire so that we're gonna get after it, and you're gonna hear some yelling, some chair throwing.
Bobby Knight.
Some Bobby Knight. Yeah, so I'm excited. I got some good questions. If you want to help us out with social media and ask some of these questions, Mason, how can the people get at us?
Yeah, guys, social media, really easy to remember here. Get at us on Twitter. We had some people get at us on Twitter this week. We're looking at you, FC Austin Elite. Twitter is at B_B_radio. Instagram is at box_radio. Facebook, really easy to remember, guys. It's Box to Box Radio. And of course, the best way to reach us for all of your away leg questions, comments, and reactions is our email address. And of course, that's 90min@boxtoboxradio.com. Also want to give another plug and shout out to our music provider, Sincerely Yours. Sincerely Yours, guys. It's an Austin band here. Just released their first album, Golden Age. Of course, our new theme song for the away leg is the aptly named Put Me In, Coach.
Gotta love it.
From Sincerely Yours. Guys, check them out on every streaming service you can. They're on Instagram too, guys. If you guys look up Sincerely Yours Music, you'll be able to find them pretty easily on Instagram. But yeah, that's all the plugs I got for right now.
Yeah, man, love it. Again, you can listen on Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play.
Correct.
And also, I believe, Producer Chris, are we up on YouTube? Oh,
that point means yes.
We're up on YouTube, baby. So check us out on YouTube.
No video yet. We're still working on that. If you guys want to, maybe we'll start a GoFundMe. If you guys want to fund a camera or some video work going on, we would love to get that done.
Perhaps a fourth mic.
Fourth mic too. Yeah, we're just passing.
I mean,
Darth took it when he left.
Darth. That's Darth's fault. I mean, we tried to get video up on YouTube, but every time we filmed, Chris is so beautiful that he broke the camera.
Yeah, his smolder broke the lens, folks. Pretty majestic here.
All right, enough nonsense. Let's get into it. You're stalling.
This whole show is nonsense. So
stalling, quiet, doesn't have a mic. Here we go. Lads, I'm ready to roast you guys today. So the first question, who are the most obnoxious, ridiculous, stupid, crazy fans in the entire world? Discuss.
Okay, I have two answers to this, but I'm going to let you guys go first.
Wait, okay, well, you can't just jump in and be like, oh, you got two answers, and then be like, oh, I don't want to talk.
My answer, I'll just pick another one. So,
well, why don't you start? Because you're the best at everything, apparently.
Do you want me to name one first or both of them?
However you want to do it, man.
Okay, so I'm going to go home and abroad, home and away here.
Okay.
So the fans abroad, it has to be Manchester City. Plastics, casuals, whatever you want to call them. If y'all haven't seen the video on Twitter yet of them winning the championship and having the sorriest championship presentation in Manchester outside of the...
it's abysmal, isn't it?
Outside of the empty head. I mean, you would have thought someone freaking died. And they're all just mourning. But all the response I've seen for City fans is like, yeah, well, we're just so used to winning trophies that we don't celebrate anymore. Yeah, that's a crock.
Oh, that's
Manchester
atrocious.
City. Yeah, we have 19. You have 6. Congratulations. So that, to me, they're always irritating. They act like they have so much history. They act like they've been around for a long time when, in reality, the majority of them arrived shortly after the oil money did. So, Manchester City fans, I don't like you. I'm just going to be 100% honest with you. If you're a Manchester City fan, you're not welcome to stay at my place.
So, it'd be interesting. I want to see this poll, if we could go do some survey data. If you went to a regular home game at the Etihad, how many...
it's pronounced Empty-Had.
Oh, the Empty-Had, thanks. How many jerseys would you see that were made prior to the Nike Sky Blue kit?
I'm looking for like a Michael Stevens jersey.
I'm looking for like a Micah Richards, the red and black stripe.
That's even still too new.
Yeah.
If you have a Joe jersey or an Elano jersey or heck, a Robinho jersey, something like that, like that's fine with me. A Richard Dunn jersey. Y'all remember Richard Dunn?
I gotta love Richard Dunn. What about the Americans? Claudia Reyna was there.
Yeah, Claudia
DeMarcus
Reyna.
Beasley.
Yeah. Sean Wright Phillips is not American, but he came and played in America. His brother is one of the greatest strikers in MLS history.
Brother's better.
That's my abroad.
Yeah, speaking
pick.
of MLS, go on. What's the
my
home
MLS pick? I feel like a lot of the league agrees with me on this, hopefully, and this was renewed because of what I saw on Twitter today, which was abysmal, by the way. Atlanta United fans are the
Really?
worst. They're terrible. I hate them.
Really?
So Frank DeBoer, right? They're calling for his head. They want to beat his kids. Like, whatever.
Producer Chris, can we say that on air?
He'll cut it out.
said,
He'll
yeah,
cut
all right,
it out
cool.
if we can't.
All right, yeah, you're good.
They're looking to just, it's a lynch mob going out there for Frank DeBoer the first like 6-7 games of the season, and now he's got 3 wins in a row with 3 shutouts. And I have never seen a better 180. I've seen Tony Hawk skateboard and do tricks, and this is the best 180 I've ever seen in my entire life. It's, oh my gosh, Frank DeBoer, we love you, never leave. You're the perfect man for the job. When like 3 months ago, you're like, I hope you die in a fire. Leave Atlanta. You're never welcome here. It's ridiculous. And they're like, well, we're the best in the league. We're the league's darlings. Like, guess what? I have a philosophy that I think you guys are really going to enjoy. So philosophy is that you cannot be a true fan of a club until you've experienced one thing. Do you know what that one thing is?
Failure.
Close.
Loss in an MLS Cup final?
Not close.
I mean,
Suffering.
okay.
That's kind of spot on, actually.
Please, Professor, tell us. Enlighten us.
Yeah.
No, and I agree with you. I
Did he
think
get partial credit there, Professor?
it's not,
Who,
it's not a-
him?
it's not a math
Yeah,
test.
He did. It's a podcast. It's not a math test. Jeez. Anyway.
I agree with you, Mason. I think that the Atlanta fans, they've been in existence for 3 years, less than 3 years.
And they
It's
already
been a
have
miserable
trophy.
existence for the rest of the league.
They have an MLS Cup and one of the highest point totals
And attendance, too.
and attendance and points per game.
Meanwhile, in Dallas,
Yeah. Anyway, but like points per game in the entirety of the league, in the history of the league, they're at the top also. So I don't think they really have any cause for concern.
Yeah.
Quit your whining.
I hate them, too. They're the Manchester City. Like, sorry, Caleb Porter. They're the Manchester City of MLS. It's not LAFC. It's Atlanta United because the fans are
We can't
atrocious.
just go and compare every team that goes and spends money and wins to Manchester City.
But why not? It's fun.
You're right, but
What was that? I'm sorry.
don't ever say that to him again.
I missed that
Please.
first part. Can you repeat
For the
it?
love of the podcast.
so I'm gonna kick it to myself.
There you go.
Oh, my God.
I'm gonna go with, and I think it was probably before this. I'm gonna go with South African fans. Whoever told them that it was okay to bring noisy horns
whoa.
into the stadium
revolutionized the game.
and blow them for 90 plus straight minutes
What are you talking about?
for
That brought culture,
a
man.
deafening drown
Okay.
on television in the stadium. That's the most
That was
annoying
awesome.
thing ever.
What are
that-
you going on about?
That should have been forgiven when Shabalala, which is actually
Oh, what a banger.
part of the chorus to Shallow in the movie A Star Is Born.
don't-
Shabalala. He scored.
Don't
he
think that's
scored
correct.
and buried Mexico, and then they did the and then they danced, and it was
Yeah.
incredible. You can't. There's no video on that.
How
but
can you hate the horns,
It
man?
was a fantastic
Hey.
goal.
They're called vuvuzelas, you dolt. They're not called horns.
Wow.
Bringing out the technical term here. I did have that written down on my
Thanks,
my
Professor.
notepad, actually. But yeah, that's my strong shout for most annoying fans.
That's
most
soft.
obnoxious
I
fans.
don't like
Soft
it.
serve vanilla
Hey,
ice cream, baby.
I don't like it, but I can respect it.
No. That changed the dynamic of the entire game.
How? What did it add?
Because
do
even-
people still use vuvuzelas
Yes.
now? When? Where?
In every youth sporting event across this
Youth.
country.
And what else do you hear on the sidelines
Lil
of those
Timmy
games?
scored.
Kick it.
Boot it up there.
Kick it.
Yeah, fair point.
Kick it. Run. Hustle.
Which I prefer the horns to that.
It's a
so
sport.
It is a sport. You're not wrong. I prefer the horns to that nonsense. So the horns were great. Every
True,
single
true.
game
So-
had a good atmosphere in the World Cup, whether it was just horns or not.
We need to do a podcast with vuvuzelas in the background. That would be amazing.
I mean, you'd definitely be loud enough to still be heard. So
That's the whole point of the bit, Travis. It's the whole point of the bit.
Man, I think I maxed out the audio on that last take.
I think you did too.
Anyway,
Decibel levels.
yeah, so I'm
unheard
gonna
of.
go. I'm gonna go 1A vuvuzelas and
1B.
and then 1B youth soccer parents.
My son's a striker FC.
I'm staying away from this one. That's offside.
My kid's a forward FC.
If you're listening to this podcast, we are not talking about you. You know who we're talking
I'm
about.
talking about you. I'm sorry. I coached youth soccer for a year. I know how it is. Hey, I won more championships that year than you did.
Ish.
I'm sorry. Is 2 greater than 0? I rest my case.
This guy.
I rest my case too, and he's not refuting it because he knows it's true.
All right, let's hear your pick, Trav.
Yeah, I'll take my pick. I'll bring us back from the land
You're
of
lucky
delusion.
A-Day was here to save you this time.
I'll bring us back from the land of delusion.
You and your little dog too.
As much as I hate Mason, I agree with him that the Plastics are probably the worst fans in the world. Like, he's right. If you haven't seen the clip of them in their championship parade, they literally take the trophy and they're like, "Hey, we won!" And all the fans are like, "Yeah, that's great. There's a trophy." So if you went any other Premier League team, they would absolutely lose their minds. So
They go metal.
and then it's going to come back to bite me because I already gave Travis the stick about the horns. So speaking of the stupid horns and the trumpets, my local pick is definitely the Houston Dynamo. Because just the same stupid things over and over again.
Quit pandering.
They steal the Tigres chants.
Quit pandering.
They come into FC Dallas Stadium and they spray paint the stadium and they break chairs. And I just don't like Houston. I don't like Houston. I don't like the fans. I think they're obnoxious. I think
fans?
They think they're easy. I think they think they're really good, but in the reality, they stole a championship team from San Jose. So I'm sorry, when you steal a championship caliber team that moves to your city and then you win a championship, it's not a big surprise.
Travis, she's dating someone else. Move on.
Wow.
Move on.
So yeah. On that note, I am going to move on because I hate Houston. We already agreed on the Plastics.
Can I give one more pick?
You've already had 2. You want 3 now?
Yeah. Is that okay?
I mean, I guess I'll allow it.
I thought I was a contributing member to this podcast, so
I'll allow it. Go on, speak your mind.
Seattle Sounders fans are the worst.
What? Are you delusional?
I said this before the show, and you gave me stick for it.
You're an idiot.
That's because
How?
I wanted to say it.
They're great. It's like 60,000 plus a game, and they're unbelievable.
They're just so irritating.
How? Because they're loud and good at what they do?
No.
Have you ever seen a typho at a Sounders game? It's unbelievable.
Excuse me, what did you just say?
A typho.
It's pronounced
tifo.
tifo.
It's the same
Tifo.
thing.
No, it's not.
It's the same thing. It's
No, it's
literally
not.
the same thing.
What's a typho?
It's the same thing.
Sounds like you're trying to pronounce Thai food, but
I'm sorry, Professor.
You mean typo? Gosh. Yeah, Seattle Sounders
There
fans
was
are
a
the worst,
typo
too.
in your sentence.
Thanks.
Do you know why the Seattle Sounders fans are the worst?
Why?
On Twitter all the time. MLSsoccer.com, you guys don't give us enough coverage. You guys don't talk about us enough. Okay, every other article is about you, Seattle. Shut up. Try being a Dallas fan.
Yeah, how many games on national television do they have?
A lot.
It's a lot.
Must
Probably
be
the
nice.
most. Maybe the most.
Drink
in
your
the league.
Starbucks and be sad.
Wow. Okay.
Sorry it rains all the time where you are, you plastic.
That's it. That's the real problem is they're upset about the rain. I disagree with you. I think they have great fans. If you're in Seattle, please keep listening to our show. Uh-oh. Hold on.
Oh,
Dallas
Carlos Vela is about to take a free kick and get me heck a fantasy point.
FC Dallas in trouble here. Carlos Vela steps up for the free
Carlito,
kick.
Carlito. Off the bar.
Oh my goodness, he just hit the crossbar from 25.
Off the bar
Holy
from
cow.
Carlitos Vela.
All right, moving on. FC Dallas is going to
I
survive.
could work for Univision.
No, I don't think so. I think that needs to be not in the show.
First of all, you'd have to learn every player's middle name to do that.
I do, and I'd have to beat out Ramses Sandoval.
Yeah, I don't think you could do it.
I hate Ramsey Sandoval.
So,
Finally agree about something. All right.
gentlemen,
Yes.
there have been some unbelievable rivalries in
Okay.
the history of the game. I ask you here and now, what is the greatest rivalry in the history of soccer?
Again, there's only one answer.
You keep saying this, and then you take stupid answer. Peter Vermees is the best coach
All right,
in the world.
Yeah,
He
you
was.
got to lead off on this one since you took last on the.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on my answer because I want to hear you guys. Because I
No,
went first.
no,
I went first last time.
Oh well, the leader of the show. I'll take the first.
why do I have to
rivalry.
go first every time? 'Cause y'all
I'll
are
take the first
scared?
rivalry.
Y'all are
Relax.
scared
Thanks.
to be bold.
I'll step up to the plate. Here we go. Without a doubt, the greatest rivalry in soccer because it is the most violent rivalry.
If you take my answer, I'll punch you in the face.
Some of the greatest tackles of all time, some of the greatest games of all time. Like the amount of red cards of this rivalry is staggering. It is Barca, Real Madrid.
Wrong. Incorrect. Incredibly
Correct.
incorrect.
If you look at the old footage of Barca and Real Madrid back in the early 2000s, some of the tackles that get put in are absolutely shocking.
This is the Eric Abidal debacle all over again. I'm just gonna pull the rug out from under you, and you're gonna feel stupid.
I think El Clasico is Definitely the best rivalry of all time.
Mr. A-Day, your retort.
I'm gonna go a bit south of the border.
Oh boy, here we go.
I'm picking Boca and River.
I want to curse so bad right now, but we can't. This is a family show.
That's an unbelievable
Should've
shout.
gone first.
I know it was my pick. It's my fault. I forfeited my right to go first. You're
That
right.
is
Yeah.
an unbelievable shout.
That was my
Yeah.
Eric Abidal moment right there. Was because that's the greatest rivalry of all time.
I mean, that's
there's no comparison.
That's an unbelievable shout, to be honest. I mean,
Dude had glass in his eye.
There's literally been blood spilled in the streets over this rivalry.
yeah, I mean, they had to move the entire final to Madrid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a runner-up though that I think is good.
Oh, please enlighten us, Professor.
Besiktas versus Fenerbahce.
Also a great one.
That's
yeah.
a good one.
Yeah, that one gets pretty wild too. Anything in Turkey is always a little bit more entertaining. There's
'cause they're trying to
allowed to
burn
bring
down the
smoke
country
bombs and
with
flares into the
flares.
stadium. It's great. What about international rivalries? Do y'all have any good international ones? Brazil Argentina is the obvious one that comes to mind. But
That's a good one. I'd say, kind of the UK is kind of a melting pot. When you get into like Ireland, Northern Ireland, and
That's a
kind
good
of
one, too.
Wales and Scotland and all that. Like they all hate each other. Also, honorable mention: the Old Firm Derby, Celtic and Rangers
Yeah, that's a
has
good
got
one.
to be on the
yeah.
list because those people hate each other.
yeah, and Stevie G marched down to Celtic, their stadium, and beat them this year.
They did,
So shout
yeah,
out to Steven
yeah.
Gerrard, the greatest midfielder of all time.
That rivalry is also very
songbird
interesting
of our generation.
because there is a very big religious background in that rivalry
It
as
is
well.
like the
yeah.
Roman Catholics
It's
versus
the Protestants versus the
Protestants,
Catholics.
yeah.
So that is very rooted in hate. So honorable mention. Internationally, man, I don't know. I think U.S. Mexico could be up there.
Nah, I don't know though because
I think.
there can't really be a rivalry when you're outnumbered in a stadium in your own country.
Okay, that's fair. We did kind of get outnumbered in the Rose Bowl in the final in the Gold Cup.
What about like? Okay, I got to tack onto this question if you'll let me.
Okay.
Rivalries that there's no reason why they should be rivals, but they still are.
Example.
Example would be like SKC versus Houston. Like they hate each other. They hate each other. Every time they play, it's super, super chippy. There's no reason for it to be so chippy. Liverpool versus Manchester City. It's just chippy.
Well, yeah. I mean, that happens naturally when two teams are at the top of the league.
Yeah.
So-
So do you have any like that?
I would kind of, for the most part, write that off as kind of being at the top of the league.
I got one for internationals.
Okay.
El Salvador versus Jamaica. My good friend George Castro, who works at the Soccer Corner with me, is a huge El Salvador fan. Every time they play in a major tournament, for some odd reason, they draw Jamaica.
That's weird.
They play Jamaica every single time. Like, I don't think George has been to an El Salvador game without them playing Jamaica. It's
Seriously?
been insane. Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
You got another pick or what?
England, Germany.
That's a good. Yeah,
It's
that's
also a good one.
But that's an official rivalry.
Yeah, I'm not talking about your
Like on
made-up
FIFA,
stupid
it
question.
says that they're rivals. So
I'm not
that's what I
talking
go
about
by.
your made-up stupid question.
All right. I'm going to throw it back to Italy. Going to go more of a domestic rivalry. Lazio versus Livorno.
Ooh.
And this is entirely dating back to when communism
Yeah, it's politically based, isn't it?
lived
Yeah.
large. Yeah. So Livorno was the communist club in Italy, and they largely probably still have communist ownership. Lazio was completely on the opposite side of the
The
spectrum.
good guy.
I think that was the picture of Pablo Di Canio scoring and doing the
Yeah. We mentioned that a few episodes ago, or that was last away, like with the Trash 11, and then Lazio on the opposite side of the spectrum. This rivalry got very heated as it was not only probably religiously based, but definitely heavily politically based.
Yeah.
So it was very heated.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys, if we're missing one, or if there's a local derby in your town and you want to tell us about it, please let us know. We love to be educated on the fiercest rivalries in soccer. Guys, I got one more question for you. Are you ready?
What about What about the Dax McCarty derby, the Atlantic Cup, DC versus the Red Bulls? That always gets heated.
No.
That's where
No.
That's where Aleko Eskandarian took the Red Bull, drank it, and spit it out.
you're getting you're cheating.
Getting
Stop.
ahead
You're
of
getting
us.
ahead of us. Here's the question.
What you are forgetting, though, is anytime Dax and Larunowicz square off against one another.
Yeah, the
Ginger
Ginger
rival.
Ninja derby.
The Ginger Ninja
The Ginger Ninjas.
We could go on all day. We're going to move on. Mason, that's a
Eastern
great
Conference
transition.
final.
That's a great transition because that's one of my favorite celebrations, and I'm going to use that as an example. But
A segue, if you will.
what is your favorite celebration of all time? And this is the one we're going to use as an example. Alecko Eskandarian scores a absolute stunner from about 30 yards against the New York Red Bulls in their first season of existence. And then he proceeds to run over to the sideline, crack open an ice-cold, tasty Red Bull, take one sip, and on national television, spit it out and say, ugh, that's nasty. One of the greatest celebrations of all time. Are there any that top it, lads?
I'm going to pick a player who has different celebrations, 2 separate celebrations that I really, really enjoy.
I know who you're going to say.
I'll allow it.
So also, before I say this, guys, any celebration we say, please go look up a YouTube video of it because they're freaking awesome. We might share some of our YouTube videos on our social media this week of our favorite picks. But guys, he's a guy that I've loved every single place that he's played. I think he's polarizing. I think he's the kind of striker that's got a chip on his shoulder, which is why he scored so many goals. And that would be Kai Kamara. For the Dynamo, he did the Michael Jackson celebration where he whipped out the white glove, put it on, and started doing some pelvic thrusts. And then my favorite celebration he's ever done, he scores for the Crew. He runs over to the side, puts on the hard hat, and recreates the old school Columbus Crew badge with 2 guys sailing over on the side there. That was epic. That was
clever.
awesome. So Kai Kamara, you're my hero. I would love to meet you someday. I have a ton of questions. You're awesome. So you're one of my favorites, and that's why I picked your celebrations.
You know, I always wished you would have come to Dallas.
Me too. He almost did.
Yeah.
Almost did.
You want him at 35 in Dallas?
Yes.
I'll take him right now. Can he score goals? Yeah.
But
He's not the problem at Colorado.
But we have the Cobra. Why do we need him?
Yeah, what's the Cobra's got his fangs removed or something.
Oh my. Trav, what do you got?
I have a few that are running through my head
Oh,
right
a
now.
few. He's got a list. He's come prepared. What's
So-
Checking
that?
it twice.
One, just because I think it's funny, quite frankly, is Robbie Fowler. Liverpool.
That's Robbie Godfowler to you, you
blasphemy.
peasant.
Blasphemy.
Liverpool legend. He actually scored against his childhood club in
Mm-hmm.
the Merseyside derby. He gets down on his knees in the penalty area and snorts the paint line.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, he did the real
Hey,
Ferdinand.
shoot it into his veins.
No.
Imitating. I think we all know what he's imitating.
He had a cold.
Yeah. A bit of a runny nose. He was fined £60,000.
That's nothing to
Every
him.
penny.
And
That man's a legend.
Then afterwards, Liverpool manager Gerard Houllier tried to say that he was imitating Richard Song's grass eating celebration.
I don't think
so.
he's a Pepsi man, if you know what I'm saying.
So that one was just funny. On a more serious note, Mario Balotelli.
Oh, boy.
Is this the why always me?
No,
Oh, that was a good one, though.
Mario Balotelli scoring against, was it Germany in the Euro?
Yeah, it was Germany.
Rips his shirt off, stone cold, flexes at the Germany bench.
There were so many memes after like him pushing a shopping cart. Just a bunch of that was awesome. It was great. But
The Why Always Me was great too.
that was a
though.
good one
That
too.
was-
Yeah,
that was a good one.
That was reminiscent of the Eddie Johnson "Pay Me" when he scored for Seattle and won
Yeah.
the DP deal in MLS. And he was like, "Pay me," and what do? They shipped him to DC.
Another one that's sorry, I'm stealing all the thunder here. Another one that's great and also tragic at the same time. Claudio Lopez once scored a goal, did a backflip, broke his ankle.
Oh, no.
And then the goal was called back because he was offside.
This was pre VAR too. So,
Oh no.
man, the refs really must have had it out for him. That's terrible.
Oh my.
Carmichael,
Yeah, man. First off, I'm disappointed because those sucked.
why do they? Those are good.
Those have nothing to do with.
You're just trying to become more likable to your fans.
The clear and
Trying to
obvious.
set some
He's
fire
pandering
on the pod.
He's pandering.
The clear and obvious choice is
Whoa, clear and obvious. VAR.
Stop.
Everybody drink.
the easy choice. The simple choice is it's got to be Robbie Keane. Come
Boo.
on.
Be original.
The greatest celebration of all time. Robbie Keane, he scores. He does a cartwheel into a somersault, hops up, bang, give him the guns. Gone.
Ooh, I have another
That
one.
is a good one, but he does it after every goal.
Because it's his celebration. You want
Yeah.
him to not do his celebration? It's like me doing a different intro for the away leg.
That'd
no,
be
I'm
great,
not. I'm not
actually.
saying it's bad. Because
Oh, yeah? Chris, can we fire him yet?
I'm not saying it's bad. I like it.
Okay, then what's the problem?
But
It's not unique.
But it's not the best. It's not unique. It's not a one-off.
It's his. How is
that's
it not
on the
unique?
top.
Has anybody ever done that celebration ever?
Besides him, sure people
Kyle
have emulated it.
Kyle Beckerman scored a header against LA Galaxy, and he mimicked the hell out of that celebration. It was awesome. It was back when he still had dreads and was good.
RSL or Rapids?
Salt Lake.
Oh man, he was better.
Don't
at the
remind
Rapids.
Salt Lake fans he played for the Rapids. They don't like
That's
that
right.
very much.
Whoops. So that's definitely a good one.
What about the Josef death stare?
No, I don't.
Every time he scores, you just like, and then they interviewed him about it. They're like, "Why do you death stare?" He's like, "I'm a forward. It's my job to score. Why should I celebrate?" I love that answer.
Nah, that's stupid. That's soft. I think there are some really good. No, producer Chris, the Ronaldo C does not even come close. Not even close. Get a mic so next time we can roast you on the air. I think the Messi shirt off pointing, that's stupid too.
I agree.
I do like the Mbappe, the jump and the
Shrug.
like the across the arms. I like that better. It's got to be, if you haven't seen the clip, I have two that come to mind. One, there are like a group of guys in Iceland that do the greatest celebrations ever. They do like the riding the bike. They do like the flushing the toilet, and then the favorite is
wife
the
giving birth.
they do the wife giving birth, and then my favorite is the fish. Like one guy's over there, they cast it out, and he starts flopping, and they reel him in, and they hold him up and take a big picture. It's great. And then potentially one of the greatest celebrations of all time from somebody you may not even know who it is. Some guy in the 3rd division of England scores an absolute banger, proceeds to climb into the stands where, by the way, there's nobody watching, takes a seat front row, and is like, just starts clapping. Just gives himself a clap.
Yeah,
Says,
that's a
I
good
scored
one.
a banger. So those are much better choices than you idiots.
I also think Mark Anthony Kai should get like an honorable mention this season.
Stop
He
it.
hit him with the whoa after his first goal, and then he jumped straight up and down. Like he's a.
Is that good or is
goofball.
that culturally relevant?
He's just a goofball. I like it. He's probably plays fork knife or something.
Boys, there's one that we are all overlooking, and I even forgot it until just now.
Oh, no. What is it?
2006 World Cup,
Oh, okay.
Togo. After they score a goal, the entire team gets together and they just start going mad. They're jumping around, doing something with their hands. I really can't describe it. You just have to look it up.
I mean, the fact
It was
that you just tried
incredible.
to do that in person, I wish we had video. That was priceless.
I'm gonna pull it up right now so you guys can see this.
Trav is up by the couch, like right now, like doing the funky chicken, like toe going.
That's not what it looks like at all.
Just is Adebayor your best friend?
No.
I don't know who Anabayor is, but Adebayor might be.
Oh, thanks, Professor. This guy has got his PhD in English over here. Holy
Indeed.
cow!
Yeah, I also liked the celebration, like the classic knee slide that Wayne Rooney used to do after every time he scored.
Basic.
I like that a lot. Well, it's classic. Like if you think Rooney, you think of the knee slide.
So we're running out of time here, but we're each gonna do one more. And boys, I'm gonna alter it a little bit. What is the worst celebration you've ever seen? You get one.
Can I do one more best and then do a worst?
I guess. Do what you want. I mean, it's just your show. We're just on it, I guess.
So Bobby Firmino is playing against the cheaters at Arsenal, and Lauren Koscielny poked him in the eye. No call.
Good for him.
whatsoever.
Good
So
for
when
him.
he comes back, every time he scores a goal now, he covers his left eye,
That's,
and it's freaking awesome because
That's
he got poked
dumb.
in the eye by a moron.
he is a moron.
Worst celebration of all time. I'm going to give it to Eric Hosley. So for those of you who don't know, Eric Hosley played for the Vancouver Whitecaps in MLS for a number of years, and then he played for FC Dallas. Well, I don't know what you define as playing. He was on the roster for FC Dallas. So he scored a goal, and he was already on a yellow card. And then he took his jersey off to, lo and behold, reveal another jersey. It was a Russian nesting jersey. And he thought that he would be he'd be fine and not get carded, but the ref was like, hey, you're not clever. That's a yellow card. So he hurt his team. Another one that comes to mind is Matias Perez Garcia for San Jose Earthquakes. He scored, was on a yellow, ripped his shirt off, and then was astounded when he got a second yellow card. Got sent off. So morons. There you go.
The worst celebration of all time. Also, I'm going to throw one more good celebration in there. Dwayne De Rosario. How did he not make the list?
Oh, the
With
stutter.
the nice little the Dayro earthquake walk. I like that.
That's a good one.
That was a good one that we all forgot about.
Yeah, that's true.
Man, we need to do our research, don't we? My worst celebration of all time is Will Johnson. Will Johnson scored
What,
a
he
goal.
broke his leg?
No. He scored a goal a couple of years ago against FC Dallas. They had to beat FC Dallas to go to the playoffs in RSL at Rio Tinto. and the pitch was new as can be, hard as all get out. And he scores, and he runs over to the corner to do the Wayne Rooney knee slide, and just goes dung right into the pitch. He made a divot about 6 inches in with his knee, and he went dink, and then he face planted. It was great. It was funny.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up about any time that someone does a knee slide and just fall on their
eats
face.
it.
Yeah.
The one that I hate, I've never actually seen someone do it, but people do it against me on FIFA when they score, is the dead fish.
Oh,
Stupid.
I may or may not have had that done to me in real life.
Dead fish. Are you serious?
Yes. So
That's embarrassing.
I had a kid not once, but twice in Shriner scoring absolute. One of those games where like we have like 45 shots and we're up 1-0.
So you're Toronto FC.
And then the
Shriner
kid,
is the Stoke
kid just
of D3 soccer.
D3 soccer.
the kid just looks up from 30 and just has an absolute screamer, and then just runs over to his bench and just dead fish. It's like that made me quit.
Yeah, you got to hang the mitts after that one.
Yeah, and I did. Guess what? Started coaching, and I'm a much better coach. So there you go. Pour one out for my Southwestern soccer career.
Yeah, shout out to Don Gregor for giving the lad a chance.
Trav, or producer Chris, any bad celebration, good celebrations that you can think of? Anytime Hazard scores, it just bring up painful memories because he's going to Real Madrid.
Oh, the dab.
Stop it.
Dabbing on the haters, didn't like it.
He doesn't like Paul Pogba's dab. Do you like the finger dab from Dybala?
Anytime
Mixed signals.
Anytime Jesse Lingard celebrates, it's stupid.
I love Jesse Lingard. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
But Paulo Dybala, I know you had to
love that celebration.
rack your brain around the finger dab because we haven't seen it at all this year.
Oh, jeez. Stop it. He's already dead.
He's been a little bit distant.
For the life of me, I cannot find the Togo 2006
Must
goal.
not have happened.
It's on all the goals of the 06 World Cup DVD.
I gotta go DVD for this?
Yeah, it's
What
old.
A,
It's
what
old.
a soccer nerd. He's got the 06 World Cup goals DVD. You know this guy's qualified for the position.
I have watched that DVD at least 30 times.
And for the life of you can't remember the celebration.
What a nerd.
You would have had long odds for Philip Lahm.
Oh, my God.
This guy, all right, we need to stop
He's
this.
quoting something that only one person at the table has seen.
And it's him.
Yep. Wow.
Do you not remember his goal against Costa Rica to open the 06
I
World
don't
Cup?
remember breakfast this morning.
You're on painkillers, man.
Not anymore.
He wishes.
Yeah, I wish. I'm all out.
Well, on that note, and Travis is watching the DVD. I guess if you want to watch it, hit him up on social media.
He can lend it to you.
Guys, if you have better questions than what we've been asking for the away leg, please let us know. If you email us a question or get us at us on social media, I'm sure we're gonna give you a shirt or something or some kind of memorabilia.
Guys, if y'all didn't see the pictures on Instagram this week, we do have shirts. Darth's wife, our mother, Heidi Carmichael, has generously made some Box to Box Radio t-shirts. So we're going to get some in, and we'll start taking requests and orders. So if you want to tweet us or email us your size, we'll kind of let you know what the deal is there. Of course, social media. Twitter is B_B_radio. Instagram is box_radio. Facebook, easy, of course, is Box to Box Radio. Just type that in, you'll find us. And best way to reach us is 90min at boxboxradio.com. Of course, that's our email address, guys. Another shout out real quick to all the streaming services that help us out. We're on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube right now. We're working on Pandora and a little bit of SoundCloud as well. And then, of course, speaking of all the streaming services, go give Sincerely Yours a listen. Great dude, great music. Put Me In, Coach. This new theme of the away leg, guys. His new album, Golden Age, is out now on all streaming services. Look it up, Sincerely Yours Music, Golden Age. Give it a listen. You guys might like something.
Yeah, as always, this has been Travis, Mason, and PC. This is the away leg. Give us a listen. We'll see you next week.